Oh my gee, it's Night Elf. Alright, so we've got a Night Elf perspective game. I'm not going to tell you if he wins or not, because I'm just going to tease you with it, and maybe I'll keep my format of, oh my god, Night Elf never wins, or maybe I'll give a Night Elf win to you guys. Too bad, you're going to have to find out for yourselves, biatch. Please, actually I'm going to disable the click to show winner game thing button, yeah, so you can't even tell until you actually watch the commentary or watch the replay at 8xp, but that'd be defeating the purpose. So this will be Beastmaster versus Hero Death Knight, and as Downware so eloquently stated, that people never use units, heroes, races that are in their name. This guy doesn't go Beastmaster, and this guy isn't undead, and hence can't make a Death Knight. I like how that works. You know, it's pretty awesome. Night Elf Noob 2001. Plays Huntress now. Yeah, okay, anyway. 15-second mark, 1x speed, Hero Death Knight's point of view. And this will be an audio commentary, WCR.com by Phreak, because I'm Ghostu and I can. Alrighty, I'll try to be a little excited at this game, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of tired. Okay, whatever. I'll just go ahead and commentate this for you guys. So, let's go ahead and unpause this one. So, let's unpause in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. Alright. So you can see right here, he's building the moon wall first. As you can tell, it's going to be a Tavern Hero build. This is not some zany kind of fast expansion crap. Nope. This is the Gosu ownage that is the Beastmaster build. The Beastmaster build pretty much owns Orc. Of course, you know, Hawk obviously owns. But one of the main reasons is that if they're going to counter it, they're forced to go pretty much for a Grunt Shaman build, because Shaman are going to be the only effective counter that you're going to have to the Beastmaster summons if you want to actually, you know, negate the Hawk and keep it from completely owning you. And, you know, meanwhile, Shaman are pretty decent, you know, they can help in hero killing because you've got a lot of normal damage, which is full damage to heroes, and you can slow down some huntresses as long as you have the mana, which is going to be pretty rare. But as long as you have the mana, then you can do that. So, you know, if you can, then more power to you. So what's going to happen in this match? Well, you're going to see. So I'm not going to ruin it for you, but you're going to see that you know how effective that going or not going Grunt Shaman is going to be, and really now why the Beastmaster build owns quite so much, or yeah, fixed grammar, so it actually makes sense right there. The reason that it owns is because by forcing Grunt Shaman, then you could just pretty much straight up mass huntresses, and then add in a Naga, and the Grunts are screwed, because there's not a whole lot Grunts can do versus huntresses when there's a Naga behind him, or versus huntresses at all, but especially with a Naga behind him. So there you go. So you can see he puts down another Moonwell, you know, standard stuff, and it'll be awesome. Yeah. Alright, so you see that he sends the Wisp off to the tavern, and as soon as the altar finishes, sends it over, gets himself the Beastmaster, and takes the Wisp with him in case he wants to dispel some wolves, because hey, you know, if you can get it, then go for it. However, you know, one of the wolves already died, it's not worth the Wisp. Or maybe it is, let's find out. Nope, not worth the Wisp, which is what I thought. I'm sorry I don't have every minute detail down, but you know, it's all good. It's more theory concept than this is exactly what he's doing, because you can tell for yourself, and then I can sort of relate why. Anyway, so he tries to chase down a wolf or a grunt to try to get a kill for some EXP, because, you know, if you kill your opponent's unit, it's better than creeping, because that's a lot more gold lost for him than you would have gained by killing stuff. Also, while you're harassing him, he's not creeping, and also not gaining that little bit of gold. So he sends them the Quilbies to tank, because they are medium armor, and hence they take less damage from these Turtles of Doom. So the one's about dead, doesn't matter, he's just gonna, you know, go on his way killing stuff. Making the huntresses. Now his Beastmaster's tanking, because the AI decided that it'd be good to kill a hero. Who would have thought? He's got the Huntress out, dealing some pretty good damage. You know, all the standard stuff. So, you know, they've now matched creep camps. And, you know, he's got that Wisp over there to check for any sort of wolf creeping. Gets owned by Grunts, and that's no thanks. So whenever your Orc, or any race, really, but Orc mostly, and you're against Night Elf. Also, Cripploid users have to worry about this. Send in your ghouls or your grunts or your footmen or your huntresses in first to see if there's a wisp there that could own you, because that would really suck to get owned, get your summons immediately owned by the wisp, and getting rid of your tanking indirectly dealing damage to you, and just generally being a pain in the arse, because you're gonna, it's gonna be free experience. Oh no, it's only 60 gold, doesn't matter. And you don't get that free tanking for the for that fight, for the creeping, whatever. You have to replace them all. You lose mana for it, etc. It's just overall bad times, bad times. So what's happening right now is he's going all the way across the map, realizing that he does have enough units to creep this main over here. 1, clearing expansion, and 2, getting some pretty nice items. So you're going to see how this works out for him. Hero Deathlink's going to be creeping an expansion. He has enough huntresses to keep himself afloat in any sort of a fight. Also, the reason for his creeping path is it gets him level 2, and this is going to get him level 3, so that he'll have a lot of strong summons that he can use to defeat any push that may come on later. He can always pump out the 2 AOW huntresses as he needs more and more units. It's just generally a good timing for it. It's about 5 minutes and a quarter in. It's about when you build a next tree of life. Gets a little bit of gold for the creeping of this. Pretty good amounts. Tome of Knowledge is a very good item. He gets the mana, the agility, the hit points. It's all good. It's a little bit of armor and all the other stats. Generally just good times. So he gets himself level 3, as I said, and he's got Runed Braithers. Yes. He gets the Runed Braithers. He gets the Runed Bracer. God. He gets the Runed Bracers. There we go. Which is a good item because. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry, it's not. It's pretty pitiful against Orc. There's not exactly much Orc nuking in this game. Or Orc nuking at all, but what can you do? Alright, so... Beastmaster's kind of chilling out. Getting himself some creeping, you notice he, sorry. Uses summons to tank. So that, they're free, they dispel themselves as it is anyway. Mana regenerates pretty quickly as it is. Using them to tank is smart because it makes sure your mood juice is maximized, as you're not losing as many hit points on your huntresses. And, as I said, they're going to die as it is, might as well get some more benefit out of it. The only unfortunate thing is that you'll have low mana, possibly low hit points in the case of a fight coming off, but still, it's not when your huntress is tanking, it's something else. So even if you are getting creep jacked, you have to run away from the creep camp. It's just some, lame summon tanking and not, one of your 200 gold units. So right here, he's going to be getting himself a Naga Sea Witch really quickly. Go Naga. Gets himself Frost Arrow as soon as possible. Bad spot for the Farseer right here. He's going to get slowed and all that, but, for now he's okay. The wolves are just, tanking and then getting owned pretty quickly. He's going to go up here and get a surround right away. And it's like, oh, you've been owned. Good job. So he, oosh. Bam. Dual nuke, and down he goes. So, you can see so far he's got grunts, and that's all. He has the nuking. Okay, fine. I take it back. There's a little bit of Orc nuking. And as you notice, the Rune Bracers still didn't do anything for him. So there you go. As far as I know, he didn't sell them. And they were essentially, worthless because he still died. He would have died without the grunt shot otherwise, but whatever. So I just defeated myself, apparently, by saying there's no Orc nuking. Because there is to an extent. There's AoE nukes, but there's not, like, undead-style nukes where your hero dies. So it's not as useful, really. Because the brunt of your damage is going to be the grunts hitting him and whatnot, not Chain Lightning Shockwave bonus. Right here we see Gruntipult and Shaman. So as you can see, I was right. This is actually my own plan. Before watching any replays, that I would definitely have to go Shaman. Now you notice Frost Arrow works on Mechanical, and apparently Huntresses do too, because that Demolisher would have died, but didn't. Good job. Lightning Shields it also, just try to deal some damage. Again, doesn't do much, but whatever. Yes, I have the Shaman though, but there is still no Beastmaster out, so it's not a big deal just yet. And, he's just running away. He's got a little bit of EXP from killing the Catapult. It's always smart. And, wolves chasing him down, whatever. The Wisp is getting owned. He might not detonate it. Oh, he does, and manages to do quite a bit of damage. I love how that works. Alright, so he got himself another 60 EXP from that. And it will be owning more shortly. So he realizes that his opponent knows his expansion's there, because he saw the wolf hitting it before. And he realizes that, well, he's not coming to my main, he's probably coming to my expo. And of course, that's exactly what he's doing. And notice he has quite a few Shaman out now. They are only Initiate. You want to get Adept training as soon as possible so that they actually have some kind of mana. It's pretty pitiful mana right here. He gets the Ancient of Lord. He's going to be getting Dryads, both because Dryads own and because the Dispelling is going to be very useful in knocking out wolves and all that fun stuff. So he detonates on a whole lot of nothing. Does knock out the Torn Chieftain mana, but you know, not much else. He dispelled the grunts of their spells. Right. So anyway, Beastmaster's out, uses a Clarity Potion. He has another one with him, just in case he needs to use it later to get up more summons. The Tree of Life still in pretty bad shape, but you know, he's making sure his opponent isn't killing it. You know, he's running forward and backward, trying to lure him away. You know, trying to get the expansion to pull as much of an advantage as he can. Also waiting for this kind of thing, where there's catapults coming to meet the army, which are then promptly owned. So as you can see, he gets a free catapult kill, which otherwise would not have really happened very easily. He would have had to run past the grunts. Not happening. So right now we have a level 4 Beastmaster not summoning Hawk at all. I guess the reason for that is because he already knows that he has Shaman. So, you know, rather than having some easily dispellable summon, he's just going to be level 4 and not getting a whole lot. And he realizes that he doesn't really want to pull a fight right here. There are quite a bit of grunts. He probably could win a fight. But as Naga was low and purgeable, he TP'd out to save his hero, save the EXP, and as he has an expansion as it is, you know, he can spend the money. It's not a big deal, so he's okay. I personally would have fought, but then again, that's sort of a style choice, you know. If you want to just delay and delay and delay until, there we go. You see the Abolish Ghostiness knocks them both out. It's always nice. You know, doing well, as I said. But you know, if you just want to delay until you're confident that you have a definitely better army, then you can go for that, or you can continue to fight and just use your money advantage to continue to replace units as the time comes. So you see that he puts down the Fairy Dragon so that if he ever wants to purge anything, it's gonna hurt. So he's being like, "Yo, GG noob." Now you notice the Tree of Life is about to go down. Not dying yet though, and now it's getting healed, and he forces a TP. Even kills a Shaman, and actually kills 3 Shaman, whatever. So you can see that he could have killed the Tree of Life, but he's a noob, and he didn't. So that was very close. If he had just hit it one more time with the hero or something, delayed the TP by just another second, and hit the Tree of Life one more time, he probably could have gotten rid of it. But, you know, that gamble did not pay off, as, you know, he spent money on Shaman rather than damage units. You know, Shaman aren't exactly the best siegers in the world. So he was not able to kill that Tree of Life, obviously. But he's going to come back really to hurt him, because he lost 3 Shaman trying to get rid of that, and that means the Beastmaster is going to be that much stronger. He's going to have more power to keep his summons alive. So you can see he summons a Quill Beast. And for some reason I've seen people only go Quill Beast now. I don't really know why, because I think Hawk is still very great. You can still use it to harass barrows and kill straggling demolishers and whatnot. You know, as opposed to just, you know, just staying with the Quill Beast, which is still very purgeable. I think you should actually go Bear and Hawk, or actually, yeah, I think Bear and Hawk is probably a great choice, because that's some tanking that isn't owned by catapults, and Hawk, of course, owns catapults and grunts, so, you know, why not? You notice the dispelling going off on the lightning shield, trying not to get extra damage done, and yes, he finally gets the Hawk out. Of course, it is an easy purge. Then again, since he just killed 3, there's no mana, so he probably could have been able to get rid of that Hawk. If he hadn't have lost all his Shaman, he loses the Shaman to the Hawk. Hasn't killed the Hawk just yet. Hawk's not healing up, and now Nanos has completely overwhelmed him. The Beastmaster says something like GG, and this is over. His Torn Chieftain's about to go down. He does. Beastmaster gets 5, whatever, and that is double G, and the Farseer does not quite die. As you can see, there's only 1 hero kill. Could have had it, but no. All right, so the reason attributing to this win. Not so much the Hawk, but just forcing him to be paranoid about the Hawk, because otherwise it would have owned him. So, you know, he had to go for, he had to try to Gruntapult while also getting Shaman, which, having to get a specific tech choice just to try to counter a hero, which overall wasn't very successful, because the Huntresses just picked up the slack. And that's what sucks about the Beastmaster, is that the only way to counter him in any sort of decent way. It's not just buying a scroll of healing. If he's got like Shockwave or the Panda or whatever, maybe getting, a scroll protection or, an invulnerability potion in case he's got some kind of, mass Shadow Strike. No, you have to get an entire tech choice so that you can be decent against him, because otherwise the Hawk is going to own you, because you cannot go Headhunters against Huntresses. There's no chance. You have to go Caddis, you have to go Grunts. That's the only chance you've got. And Hawk owns both of them, and neither of them can hit the Hawk. So you're forced to get the Spirit Lodge, which means, guess what? Wisps and Fairy Dragons. So you can take your pick. You can either punish them for actually casting, or you can keep them from casting and make the Shaman just pretty worthless overall. Either one works pretty well, actually. You could have just stayed without finishing to win, just brought 4 Wisps with them every fight, drained all the mana off the Shaman, and even got a little bit off the heroes. Good times right there. And did pretty well. So you can see that a Grunt Shaman can work. Depends how good the opponent is, and sometimes it'll just kind of suck and it won't. Yeah. So you did notice that the AoE did pretty well. The AoE did pretty well against Huntresses, with Shockwave and Chain Lightning, and then there's always the Wolves for a little bit of extra help. But, you can always counter that with a quick Scroll of Healing. And, the Naga Sea Witch owns Grunts and Demolishers and whatnot as it is. As with Forked Lightning. So, the whole sort of Beastmaster Naga mass hunts, and then get some kind of anti-caster, just straight up owns Orc, because everything that they have to, they're forced to do something, and then you've already got the counter for it. Like, they're forced to get Shaman if they want to do well against your Beastmaster, but you're already going for Wisps and whatnot. If they don't get Shaman, they're pretty much screwed, because if they have no way to deal with the Hawk, or the Bear, or the Quillbeast, they'll get owned, because level 3 Quillbeast decimates armies. It's got so much damage, it's like 40-something damage, Splash and Frenzy. Water Elemental on crack, I think. And without some good way to dispel 900 hit points, not gonna happen. Especially when there's all that, fat Huntress wall, and that the Quillbeast card of a medium range unit in between Huntresses and Archers. It's you're right inside all the forces, and very easy to kill your Grunts or whatever. Not happen without some kind of dispelling. Alrighty, this will be, I believe, Phreak signing out. Shadowhunter is a great second hero for Orc, for pretty much any matchup. 24-minute commentary. Goodbye, good game, etc. Later.